Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Shout Out Tea Tuesdays. Are you about eclipsed out? I am. I can't even see through them things. Okay, listen. I'm just I had to. I'm sorry. I just had to do that. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I hope that you are like having a wonderful day on a Tuesday, in April. It's the wonderful month of April. But we want to go ahead and share a couple things with you because we have a lot to talk about. And so I don't want to get sidetracked real quick. I had to make sure my volume was down. But I want to tell you about this resource. It's through Hope Strategies, Hope Champion April training on Thursday, April 25th from 9:30 till 4:30 at Metro Tech in Oklahoma City. And so the participants will be introduced to guiding tenets of science of hope, the science of hope process, how trauma impact hope, and then also nurturing hope. So the training only costs $100. I have shared this on my social media or it will be on there. And so lunch is included and training materials is provided. This is sponsored by the Lynn Institute, which is a division of Hope Strategies. So listen, I know that was a lot. That was a mouthful and everything that I just said, but this is a resource that you should definitely share with someone that would like to get some Hope Champion training. All right. So, are you guys ready to? Are you guys ready to meet my special guest for today? Listen, listen, I am. Let's bring her on in. Hello, Miss Nicole. How are you?
Hi.
You doing
What's
all
up?
right today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. She's just beautiful. It just glowing, light up the whole screen. Ta-da!
I
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
that.
And she is representing her brand. Listen,
Yes,
I
black
love the black
royalty.
royalty. Yes, black royalty. I met her, what was that, last year? Yeah, it was last year
Yeah.
sometime. Yeah, at Christie's pop-up shop, fashion pop-up
Yes.
shop. Yes. Yes. And listen, once people connect with me, they can't really get rid of me. It's kind of like
I love
I'm,
it.
I'm attached ever since. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about Black royalty. Let's start there,
Whew.
shall we? It's a
So
lot.
Black Royalty was formed in May of 2020 when George Floyd got killed. Of course, Black Lives Matter, but I was like over the whole Black Lives Matter because every time you hear it, it's always associated with something negative or with death. So I started doing my research on our ancestor and our history because I wanted to put something positive in the world. I wanted people to feel like they mattered. So I came up with Black Royalty. And it's a vibe when you put it on. It makes you want to hold your head up. It makes, it's a conversation piece when you be in public and you have it on. Because people is gonna ask questions. It's just a whole vibe.
That is true. Definitely. Definitely a vibe to be reckoned with. And if you cannot see her shirt, you see Africa in the middle. Bow.
Yes.
In the middle of your chest.
Yes.
Yes. And
It make you, it make you be like when you put it on, like make you stand tall, like I am somebody.
yes,
Definitely.
definitely, definitely. And so I love that you said you did some research. You just kind of wanted to explore, the variety of what's going on and just dealing with the motherland. I mean that's pretty
Definitely.
much what Africa is. I mean, we've been saying that for years, but some people don't believe that. But
Right.
it's the motherland. There's so many wonderful resources that are over there. I mean, we can talk about that for days,
Yes.
but kudos to you starting this back in 2020. And how are you doing with everything now?
So it was taken off at first, and then God sent me on a different path with my career and traveling with hotels and stuff. But I've been praying, so hopefully at the end of December I'll be done traveling and I'll be a full-time entrepreneur. That's my goal if God say so. But I have a lot of people that I'll just be in public or in the airport and I'll give them a card, and like everybody know I travel for work, so they'll place an order and they'll wait on me. They don't matter if it's 2 weeks or a month, they'll wait on me because I'm always gonna throw them something extra for them waiting on me just to show them that I appreciate their support.
That's nice. That's nice. Now, I do want to say the shirts are very nice. I have two
Thank
of
you.
them. And
And they're
they're costly earrings.
unisex. Yes, and they're unisex. So
unisex. So if you want to wear them, I'm just saying. She and let me go ahead and throw this out here now because I know my sister not watching because I'm gonna talk about her.
ah!
You thought I forgot, didn't you? Yep.
Till I got her, I'll be home in a week. Till I got her.
No, ma'am. No, no. See, I had let me fix my face.
I got her. I got her.
Oh my goodness. So let me tell you what happened, this little spiel. So she had different color shirts, and one of them was rose gold,
Yes,
and it was so pretty. And I was like, ooh, I said, I'm gonna come back and get that shirt. So anyway, my sister arrived and she done talked to Nicole and told her not to allow me to get the shirt.
she
And
did.
Nicole listened to her. What in the world? Yes. So listen, it's all fun and games. Everybody know how I am, but yeah.
Till
But she
we gonna
loves
be
her
ready for
shirt.
the Bowley Rodeo, so we gonna have some black
Ooh,
royalty for the Bowley Rodeo.
wait,
We
are
got to
you
come
going to
sparkles.
Bali?
Yes, I will be there.
Let me go ahead and go on the bowling. Let me get
You
myself ready. I was
know, black royalty
debating.
got to step out, and
I
it's gonna be my
know.
first time doing anything since I've been back home. So I've been gone for 3 years almost.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. Now you've been to Bowling Rodeo before, or is this your first time going?
So I've been to Bowley Rodeo before. It was a long time ago when I had my dance team and we had performed in the Bowley Rodeo. So,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
been about 5 or 6 years ago, if not longer.
Okay, girl, you got all kind of things going on. The dance team. Wait,
Yes,
do you take
I
adults?
used to have a dance team for little girls. It was a major
Oh,
dance team called Dynamic Divas, DD4E. So, and I have a lot of parents that still now in my inbox, like, when you gonna start it back? If I had the time.
but I do not have the time to do all that. Well, that's cool. That is nice. Well, hopefully I will see you in bowling. Now that just makes me feel like
Definitely.
I need to go ahead and go because I've been debating if I wanted to
You
meet.
might as well go on and step out.
I know, might as well go ahead
I got my
and
boots ready and
see,
everything.
see, girl, see you ready. See, I'm gonna
I'm
just come with some
ready.
good old tennis shoes because. Hey, speaking of boots, you have some. Well, I know you do because you always dress fashionably nice. So of course the boots is probably really, really really, really, really nice. But I'm like, I was gonna say, where do you get your boots from? Like cowboy boots that are
I bought mine from Amazon. I'm an Amazon
oh,
shopper.
okay, okay,
I love
okay.
me some Amazon.
Okay. I need to explore Uncle Amazon because
Yes.
listen, I'm always on there for everything else. But okay. So are you stepping out with a hat too?
You know.
No, oh, you trying to do the whole
Yes, you know what we black royalty, we coming. We gotta step out. My friends and
okay.
family say I'm extra, so I'm gonna have to get in what they say I am.
Right, right. You might as well. Might as
Got
well. But
to.
yes, I will see you in Bowling. That's a date.
Okay.
That's a date. I may not be as fly because I get hot. So
Me too,
I'll be
but
there.
beauty is pain. You got to take it.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Well, I just want to say with you being an entrepreneur and you also have a foundation.
Yes.
And
Oof.
I know that that is a touchy subject because we talked a little bit about it when I first met
Yes.
you. And so with you being a mother, first of all, you know, mothers have different roles and different hats that they have to do. She already told you that she's traveling and trying to do all these different things. And so it could be a lot for a woman, a mother. I mean, just in general, how are you taking care of you is the question. Oh,
Well, when I figure that part out, I will let you know. I'm so used to taking care of everybody else around me, and I had this idea that when my kids got 18, like, yes, I'm done. No,
mhm,
it just starts all over with a different age group. It's yeah, you just start all over. You go from
okay,
newborn to 18 and you get them through that, and now you got to get them through the next part of their life. So it doesn't
right.
stop.
It
It
doesn't
definitely
stop.
doesn't stop.
Okay. Well, you're gonna figure out. I know you put yourself Well, you may not be at the top of the list, but I know you try to do what you need to do for you. But I want to learn a little bit of, well, not just me, but we want to learn a little bit about your foundation. And it's,
Ooh,
and I don't want to mispronounce it, but it's KRE,
it's Creole.
Creo. Okay.
Hmm.
So Creo. So what does Creo stand for? And that's with a K. I want to
With
make
the
sure,
K.
yes, everyone knows that
So
that's
Creole stands for Keshana Ruth Elizabeth Oliver, which is my old excuse me, which is my oldest daughter's name. She passed away February 23rd at 3:28 a.m. And the O in the logo is a clock, and it's the same time. It's the time of her death, in which coincidentally is the time that she was born. Also, yes.
oh,
So that clock
wow.
has a powerful meaning behind it.
Okay. Okay. Now, you said this is your oldest daughter?
My oldest daughter, yes.
Okay.
She was
Okay.
25 when she passed from an asthma attack. They couldn't get our heart back started.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and I had been struggling, with the grieving process and not wanting to go to counseling, not wanting to do this and that. So I pushed myself into work and I just, in order to mask my pain. And she, had been coming to everybody in my family in dreams and stuff, and I asked, I was asking God, like, was my child mad at me? Why hadn't she come to me in a dream? And something just told me, like, you need to be still. And once I did that, it's like she was in the room with me and she was like, Mama, I've been coming to you. I've been telling you what to do. And that's when I had the dream about wanting to help other families not go through the pain that I'm going through with their children with asthma. Because, us in the Black community, we don't like to go to the doctor.
Hmm.
Like we
You're right.
we literally have to be on our deathbed to go to the doctor, and then we probably still not go then. We go try every home remedy that there is before we go and get a medical bill because that's our mindset. So Creo is geared towards asthma awareness and mental health awareness because they go hand in hand together. Because a lot of people don't know that your mental health, whether you happy, sad, you laugh too much, you cry too much, that'll trigger an asthma attack. So
Hmm.
I want to be able to educate the Black community on asthma and mental health because being in the Black community, we have a lot of mental issues that stem from maybe childhood trauma, that things that, relationships, things that work relationships, things that we can't let go, and it affects us.
Hmm. Okay. Let me ask you a question because you said when all that started, you just kind of just dove right into working. Uh,
Yes.
was that, do you feel like that
Still,
was your coping mechanism to,
that was my coping mechanism, and making sure that my other two kids were okay because I wanted to be able to take their pain on when they couldn't take it. So I think probably about 4 months ago is when I broke down, and I was in Illinois at work, and I broke down, and I couldn't. I just had to let it. I just had to let go. And in December, on New Year's, I told God, I said, I don't want to be sad no more. I said, I need you to help me figure this out. And that's when I started forming Creo because that was my way of dealing with my pain. Being able to remember my daughter's smile, knowing that she's looking down on me and that we gonna make this happen. Being able to help other families because I definitely don't want nobody to go through this pain if I can help them. And sometimes people just need to be educated or they just need somebody to talk to that understand what they're going through.
that's true. That's true. You mentioned the mental health component and struggling with wanting to go to counseling, or did you do any type of grief counseling afterwards, or did it just kind of?
It so I did grief counseling. I tried the group therapy that was not for me.
Okay.
Um, and then I started doing counseling because I kept making all these excuses about, oh, I'm traveling, I can't do counseling, I can't do this. And I had a friend of mine that lives in Atlanta. Before I moved, she was like, you can do it online.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I go to therapy. I've been slacking on it lately. I still have my moments, but yeah, counseling, I recommend it to anybody. And it doesn't even have to be for grief. If you're going through anything mental and you need somebody that you can talk to that's going to be biased, that don't know you, that's not going to judge you, definitely go to counseling. I recommend it.
Right. And I think that's a very important factor. And thank you for saying and sharing that, because we do not, just like you said, we don't like to go to the doctor. We definitely don't want to go to see a therapist or
And
to
tell your
see.
business, because I was raised,
Yeah.
you keep your business in your house. You don't tell
Hmm.
nobody your business. But therapy is amazing, especially if you find the right counselor. You might have to go to two or three of them to get what you're looking for, because you have to be. It's just like with anything, you have to be equally yoked, even with your counselor. Y'all have to be on the same page.
Right. Right. And if you don't feel like they're listening, find somebody else.
Exactly. Find somebody,
Find,
definitely.
find somebody else. Don't waste your time or your money. Just find somebody else. But
Right.
don't give up though. Don't give up. But
And they have a
definitely.
lot of counselors also that's free. Like they have different services and programs. You just have to check into your community, and that's what Creo is about, is helping find those services for people who don't know where to look or don't know what to do, because they have a lot of counselors out there that is free.
Okay. So with your foundation, it's your daughter's honoring your daughter and
Yes.
continuing with her legacy, because
Yes.
that's the legacy that you're building there. When you finally got to that point to where she talked to you, or you stopped per se, was it like a aha moment, or did you feel, um, I don't want to say guilt, but any type of like remorse, like why didn't I do this sooner type thing, or how
I
was that?
It was like an aha moment, and I felt like that at first. Like I could have been doing this then, because you know how they say you give people their flowers while they're alive. I
Right.
could have been doing this because my child has struggled with asthma her whole life, but I felt like the last week of her life, she was preparing me for this moment. She was preparing me that she was getting ready to leave. And it's crazy because we had talked about, me starting a foundation, and I was like, I don't know what I want to start. And she was like, Mama, you know what to do. And I was like, girl, no, I don't. And I didn't think nothing of it. And when I had that aha moment, when I was sitting in my room in the dark, I heard her voice, and I heard her say the exact same thing that in that conversation that we had had the week prior to her death. And I was like, you're right. Because I've been dealing with this asthma with her since she was born, because she was premature. She was 2 months early. So she was only 2 pounds when she was born. So she's been dealing with this her whole life. And I was struggling, trying to figure out what my next career move was, because I've been in the hotel business my whole life. You might as well say for the last 25 years. And this is my next career move, is
Mm,
being a cognitive therapist. So that,
okay.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. That I'm
Yes.
gonna try to control my emotions, because I don't want to get all, uh, yes, but that that is that is so profoundly amazing, because, and I say that because sometimes the answers that we need are right here. We just don't know when or how to listen to those answers. Yeah.
Definitely. And I'm still listening, because and it's crazy because I was going over my notes, for today. And I had been praying anyway all week, trying to figure out, like, because I'm tired of traveling. And I was like, Lord, what is my next move? Because I want to be a full-time entrepreneur, but I know that that takes time. And I'm like, well, what can I do to help advance my foundation? And I was like, I heard somebody say look up cognitive therapy, and I googled it, and I'm like, this is what my foundation is about.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I might need to go back to school because I have a friend of mine that we were talking about her going back to school today, and I was like, I think I'll go back to school. And I was like, I don't want to go back to school because I have 2 degrees now, and me at my age now, like, I don't know if my attention span is long enough for that. But I think that's my next move is to get into cognitive
Okay.
therapy
And
so I can be able to help my clients.
right. And just pace yourself. You don't have to
Yeah,
do a fast track, and you never know some of those classes that you probably have taken years ago, they may, kind of yeah,
intertwine,
so
right.
don't stress out. It'll flow the way that it needs to flow. Because you have a lot on your plate
I
already.
had to realize, yeah, I had to realize that as being an entrepreneur, it doesn't happen overnight. And once you get out of the mindset of you have to do this at this certain time and you realize that you're not on nobody else's time but yours, your business will start to flow a lot better. Like even your mindset will be better.
Girl,
And that's where I'm at now. Like, cause I was on the time clock on like I need to do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm on my own time. Like with my daughter passing, it taught me that life is short. Because at the end of the day, you can't take none of this stuff with you. You need to live your life to the fullest. Live your best life however you see fit, not how no one else thinks you should. It's all about you.
I love that. I love that because time it doesn't wait for anybody. And
Does not.
yesterday we were all looking at well, majority of the world was looking at the
At the
um,
yes, at the
eclipse
eclipse.
and just became overwhelmed with emotions of seeing that how beautiful the universe is. And to me, I almost felt like it made me want to say, well, did you not know how beautiful it was already? But then if you just think about it, everyone's mindset is not the same. Um, and
Right.
so we have to be able to meet people where they are. And sometimes just by being still and being like appreciative in that, what was it, 4 minutes?
In that
Yeah, three
moment.
minutes or whatever, just to be able to appreciate what's going on makes you look at things a little bit differently. It does.
It definitely
Yeah,
does.
it does. Because anything could happen in 4 minutes, 3 minutes, you know. Um,
Right.
so yeah, life is short. Life is so precious. I appreciate you being transparent and sharing your
You are
story
so
because
welcome.
I when I met her, I said, "Oh, I need to have you on Charity Tuesdays," and she was like, "Oh, girl, okay, let me get it together." And I said, "You'll be fine. You have plenty of time. You'll be fine." But with the asthma, what is something that you feel has been, because you said your daughter had since she was born with asthma. What is something that you felt was a struggle getting any type of resource or um, like education about asthma and how to like what to do, so to speak?
I think the struggle with asthma and resources is people, they don't want to change their lifestyle. Being overweight is a big part of asthma that is hard on your heart, of course. Just eating certain foods like fish or nuts, drinking cold water, all of that stuff it affects your asthma. It causes you to wheeze, it causes your chest to tighten up, have an asthma attack. And people don't want to change their lifestyle. Like they'll rather suffer through the pain thinking that like, oh, I know what to do, I can handle this, but it's gonna come a point in time where you can't handle it, and it's gonna be too late when it's just easier to change your lifestyle.
Mm. So that's part of that mindset. We get comfortable and
Get
and
comfortable.
don't want to change that comfort to something else. You mentioned
Yes.
fish and cold water. What now? Because
Yes.
well, I'm gonna talk about my mom. She'll be okay. My mom loves cold water. She wants a whole lot of ice and then a whole lot of water. And I'm like, I can't drink cold water like that. Like
because if even like if you notice, if even if when you don't have asthma, when you drink that cold water, it kind of tightens your chest up for that split second. Well, it's harder on asthma patients because their lungs is already constricted. So you putting that cold water down there, that's making it tighten up more, and it makes you wheeze and makes you grab your chest like, ooh,
Mm,
you know, when it's just easier to drink some room temperature
water.
water,
Yeah.
because even for me, like I don't even like water, and I started getting into water because I'm trying on this health journey for whatever that looks like. Because I love me some pasta, but that cold water, it even makes my chest tighten up a little, so I could only imagine how it would feel when your lungs is already tightening up.
Mhm. Definitely.
Oh, I got some sparkles in the
What's all
background.
that?
What?
I've never had
Won't he
that
do
happen before, but thank you, whoever.
it?
Like, there's new things happening on some
Love it.
production team somewhere. Thank you, appreciate it. But
We appreciate that.
but that is true though. Because even when I go to the restaurant, I always say, "Can I have some water with no ice?" And that water is still
Hmm.
cold. I
Still
have to let it
cold.
sit for a little bit. But that is a good point, and thank you for sharing that tip. And then what about the fish? Fish, I'm curious about that one.
So, there is an ingredient, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but I will let you
Okay.
know. But there's an ingredient that's in fish, and it's not all fish. It's like salmon or tilapia, that it reacts with your blood cells,
Oh, okay.
and it makes it, yeah, and it's hard on asthma patients.
Okay. Did not know that.
We found that out the hard way with my daughter.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
Okay. And see, I think when it's because you've experienced this throughout her whole entire life. And so for someone that developed asthma as they gotten older, I know that probably makes a little bit of a
it makes
difference.
it worse because they are the worst ones to want to change their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
They think that, oh, if I just drink a little cold water, if I just eat a little bit of this or eat a little bit of that, then I'll be fine. But that little bit over time starts to build up.
Starts to build up. Yeah.
And then once you build up a resistance to it, or a tolerance to it, I should say, then your body is not going to know how to let you know that it's not okay for you anymore.
Mhm. Interesting. Now, t- educate us about the inhaler. Um, and I say this because there was a time when I had to have an inhaler, and they told me like there's a certain way you're supposed to use the inhaler. And I've seen other people just and they go about their business, but you're not supposed
So,
to do that.
and it's crazy because I have to use one now. I got sick. I didn't have COVID, but I had got sick at one of my properties because they had mold, and that's the only way that I could, like, my chest would open up. So the way the doctor explained it to me is you take one puff and you hold it, and then you let it go.
Oh,
You don't just squirt it, because if you just squirt it and hold it, it's not doing anything for you. You gotta, like, it's almost like inhaling a cigarette. I would say, you got to inhale it so it can get off into your lungs, into your body, so it can open up your airways. Because if you just squirt it and just, it's not doing
right. The
anything.
medicine's not doing what it's supposed to do. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. That's great because I even have a nephew that has asthma. And when seasons change really bad, he has to have like a breathing
yes.
treatment and all these things. So yeah, it's definitely something to look out for. Now how can people support your foundation? What can we do?
So right now, I'm looking for anybody that's in the medical field, or if they know somebody that can make donations, financially or with medical supplies. I am creating Creo go bags.
Oh,
So it's going to be a backpack that has a portable nebulizer. It has Acers in there. It has albuterol. It has a portable inhaler. It has a mask, gloves, scarf, and an emergency card. So if anything happens, their emergency contact information and what medications they are on this card. So if they, the ambulance come or something, or someone has to call 911, they can give them this information. And that way, if they need to, they can carry their backpack with them and just grab it on the go instead of trying to pack that whole machine up, that you have to plug into the wall. So these is portable and they are ran off of batteries. So that's what I'm looking for is donations so I can start getting supplies and start funding my Creole Foundation.
Okay. And you said you're gonna call them Creole packs?
Creole Go
Go
Bags.
bags. I see. I missed. That's why I was writing this down. Okay. Go bags. Okay. I like that. So any type of donations or
Yes.
and then you also said you want to connect with someone in the medical field that can
Yeah.
bring.
Cause I eventually, cause I'm in the process of getting Creole registered as a nonprofit.
Okay.
So I want to be able to. I'm setting my goal for 2 years from now to be able to give a scholarship every year to a medical student that's going to school to be a psychiatrist or to that's going to do cognitive therapy.
Okay. I love that. She has goals, guys. You know that. Okay. Okay, well,
Yes.
definitely, we want to definitely look out for any scholarships, information, future donations, events.
Yes, whatever you guys have, any information, you can send it, email me, text me, anything. I'm open to any form of help to get where I need to be.
Okay, okay, perfect. Now I will say because she was living in another state, but
I was living in Atlanta, y'all.
she's back in Oklahoma.
I'm back home where I belong in Oklahoma,
Yes,
yes.
yes, where the weather is always a little, you know how that,
Bipolar.
right, you know how that goes. So this is easy. So if you ever need to reach out to her, or even just to have any questions, or do you want parents or someone that's going through situations with asthma or behavioral health? Do you want them to be able to reach out to you, or how would
Yes, they can reach out to me. They can email me. They can text me. My cell phone number is all over social media anyway, so I have no problem with them texting
you?
me.
Okay, and how can they follow you on social media? Speaking of social media,
So, of course, Nicole Love. They can follow me at the Creole Foundation. It does have a Facebook page. I have a IG page that I'm working on, but it is up and running for the Creole Foundation. Black Royalty Boutique has an IG page, so there's multiple ways to get in contact with me. Um, my phone number 918-972-2139. If you just want to text me, if you've been through something and you just want to sit on the phone and me listen and you cry, I got you.
okay,
Because I definitely understand because my family has been my rock. So sometimes I call them and be like, I'm struggling today, and they've been there for me. Like family,
yeah.
yeah. I couldn't have made it this far without my family going through this season that I'm going through.
And that's good that you tell them like, hey, I just need somebody to talk to. Because sometimes you don't want to hear, all the other questions and everything that may pop up, but you may just want, I just need you to sit on the phone and just listen while I vent, or just listen to me breathe.
Exactly.
Um, because that goes a long way. Because some people feel like, oh, he should go calling with this. No, just sit and be quiet so I can just tell you what's going on.
Yeah, because if you haven't been through the loss that I've been
Hmm.
through, then you won't understand. So sometimes it's just good for somebody. You can just call on somebody and sit on the phone and cry, or just fall into their arms and let them love on you. So family is definitely needed when you're going through a storm.
Big support. How now, speaking of support, because that's what it is, right? Have you ever developed new relationships with someone that's not family related?
Yes, when I moved to Atlanta, I have a friend Asia that she's been my girl. Like she's been, got me through some times, even just with me moving to Georgia, because it was a struggle when I moved to Georgia. I called my grandmother the first 3 months I was there, and I was like crying, like hysterically, because it was like so many black people, and I had never in my life, and so it was nice to have people around to help me maneuver through that because that was a struggle for me. It was like it was a culture shock for me.
Wow, wow. I know some people
Yeah,
are like,
so
"How is that a culture shock and you're around your own people?" It's different.
that's not because if you raised in Oklahoma, it's a whole different
Like,
vibe.
it's a different vibe.
Yes, and I was born and raised Oklahoma, so it was a culture shock for me.
Okay. Okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. You can always go and visit Atlanta again.
Definitely, cause yeah, my two youngest kids still live there, so they didn't want to move back home. But I'm pretty sure they'll follow
Usually they'll follow.
eventually. Yeah, they not gonna be too far away from me.
Well,
So
to be honest, I know that other cities are a little faster than Oklahoma. So,
yeah,
when you in Atlanta, it's like, there's always something to
yeah,
do, and you can go here, do
we
this.
talking about 17 to 30 highways for no reason, just going and going.
Right. So yeah, that makes a difference. But yeah, they'll come back. Now, your youngest children are all your children grown now, or almost?
Yes,
I know you said
my middle daughter, Kiarian, she'll be 22 in June,
okay.
and then my son Keelan just turned 20 in
Oh,
February.
girl. Okay, good. At least they're
Yeah.
not trying to make you a grandma yet.
Not yet, not yet. I don't want any grandkids until I'm ready to settle down
Okay,
myself.
and I done spoke that into
So
existence. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I apologize. Because you'll probably call me, see, Renee, you talk too much. Because now I got,
I'm about to drop this baby off at your house.
but yeah, so it's in due time. In due time. Yes,
Definitely.
because and then hopefully you never know. By that time you probably won't be as busy um with
Right.
traveling and getting to see the world and all those wonderful things. So with Black royalty, how are they able to purchase a shirt? Because I know somebody's gonna ask me a question like, how can I get a shirt? What colors does she have?
So with Black Royalty, my standard Black Royalty shirts is the black shirt with either the white writing or the gold. But I make a lot of custom shirts for people, so they usually just inbox me on IG or Facebook, and they'll send me a picture of some shoes. Like, can you make me a Black Royalty shirt to match this? Sure, I got you. So yeah.
And what sizes? What's the how far can your
So my shirts, they started extra small and they go all the way to 5X.
okay.
And all my shirts is unisex. I do have legging sets for women, summertime biker short sets.
Just shorts.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know if you saw that flyer with Ice Cube. Ice Cube is coming to Oklahoma. Girl. Okay, maybe you haven't seen it.
I'll get you ready. I will
Listen, I
get
was
you
like,
ready.
I'm gonna have to pull on up. Y'all gonna have to find me. Listen, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put them biker shorts on and call it a day. I'm just
Baby. I can get you ready.
so she has everything, even earrings. I don't have them
Yes.
on, but I bought some earrings, and so they're really cute. So you guys,
And I also have the Creole Wellness Journal that's out on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
okay, hold on. I'm writing that down. It's just a journal.
So the Creole Wellness Journal is a journal where it has positive affirmations in it. It has
Okay.
different tips throughout the journal about asthma, mental health. It also has like a course where you can write your thoughts and feelings down, and it has like daily asthma trackers where you can track your asthma levels, you can track your mental health thoughts, and everything. So yeah.
I love that. Okay, now I see you going to Amazon because that's what I'm about to do, but my devices are busy at the moment. But that is neat. Okay, definitely.
Yes, it's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. If you type in Creole Wellness Journal, it'll pull it up.
Okay, Queer Wellness Journal. Well, Miss Nicole, I appreciate you. I
Oh,
appreciate you from the bottom of my heart to the top and all the way around for you just coming on and sharing your story on Charity Tuesdays. You're a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful young lady. I told you that when I first met you. And you
thank
always
you.
just light up the room. Anything and everything that you do is going to be blessed. And I hope that you truly feel that. And just
I appreciate that. I
you're
do.
welcome. And just by sharing your story, you are helping another individual or parent or even just a mom that has a similar story that has lost a child and is going through that difficult time. Because I always tell people grieving does not have a time stamp.
No, it doesn't. And you can't make it stop when you want it to stop, because in that moment when you feel like, okay, I can breathe a little, is when it hits you.
Right.
And it might just be for 2 seconds, it might be for 10 minutes, but you just have to keep pushing through. You can't give up.
Yeah.
Because I done had a few times where I want to be like, okay, Lord, I can't handle this. And he always give me a push, like, okay, just go a little further. So now I'm at the point where I can see that light at the end of the tunnel. Because at first I felt like I was in a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. So now I'm just in the light. I'm in the tunnel, and I can see the light. So it's day by day. I'm on my own time.
And I appreciate you saying that. I was getting ready to ask you, what are some encouraging words you want to share with someone that's going through something similar or even just going through life itself? And I guess that pretty much answered that question. But if you have anything else you want to add to that, that would be great. But
Just so my daughter had this bracelet that she used to wear all the time, and I have it on my keychain now, and it said, "Keep fucking going." That's just that in itself is enough for you to be like, okay,
mhm, I like that.
just one day at a time. Like when you realize that you're on your own time and you don't have to do anything when somebody say you have to do it, like you don't have to be set to grieve this amount of time. Or if you're going through something mentally with work or something, nobody can tell you when your time is enough. Only you know when it's enough.
Right.
And you just live your best life.
Hmm.
Just find you something that you can put your time into, that's go motivate you, whether it's starting a business, whether it's reading a book, or even just you need to take a trip just to get away and refocus. Just go to a cabin or something, and have you some alone time with yourself and God. Just whatever you want to do that can get you to that next day or to that next week. It's not a bad look. And people think, especially us in our black community, we think that struggling mentally or telling somebody that we not having a good day is a bad thing, that it makes us look weak, and it doesn't. You not asking for help makes you look weak.
Hmm. There you go. She said that again. You not asking for help makes you look weak.
Makes you look
Yes.
weak.
And we have to do better. We have to do better
We have
as a
to.
community because we are struggling. We're struggling. Yeah.
Definitely. And people, and it's not just with grieving. It's you might be struggling at work.
Mhm.
You might have a boss or a coworker that's getting on your nerve. You might be struggling with your husband or with your wife, or or whatever. You might be struggling with school. Like you need to just step back, take it one day at a time. And I know I have to tell myself that every day. Because sometimes I call my cousin and be like, "Hey, I'm having a bad day." And we'll sit there and talk, and we might crack some jokes, and then I'm like, okay, I'm better, and I move on. Like, you can't dwell on your past. That If it happened yesterday and you couldn't fix it yesterday, you got to move
Move
on.
on, let it go, let it go. Like that keychain said. What the
Yes,
keychain say?
keep fucking going.
I like that. You may need to
Put it on the shirt.
there you go. Earrings, bracelets too. Yeah, put it on.
I, I will, I'll make it happen.
So I do want to say thank you. Thank you again for being on Strategy Tuesdays. Guys, I hope that you
You're
have
welcome.
learned
Thank you for
something.
having me.
You're welcome. I hope you guys have learned something from Miss Nicole. Go and follow her on social media. She's literally everywhere. You type in Nicole.
Everywhere. TikTok, everywhere.
That's all you need to find. Her name is quite unique. So Nicole Love is gonna pop up, and just reach out to her, and also go and purchase this book, this journal on Amazon.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna share it on my little page here.
Yes. And all the proceeds from the journal goes to the asthma awareness. So it goes to the Asthma Foundation.
Wow,
So definitely.
definitely you should go and purchase. Matter of fact, buy two, give one to someone else, and keep one for yourself. Well, thank you. Well,
Yes.
thank you guys for tuning in to Strategy Tuesdays. We'll be back next week for, the third week is Cancer Care Series. But also don't forget to follow me on social media at Strategy with V. I'm on all of them except for Snap of the Chat. And until next week, guys, we're going to continue to be intentional, be insightful, and definitely be impactful
Yeah.
in everything that we do. And Miss Nicole, I appreciate you. You stay blessed and get you some rest.
Thank you. Yes, I'm going to try.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.